early on in the year in Doha, and of course we measure Roger by the highest of standards, and that's the only way he'd want to be measured by. But he's been a finalist on 2 occasions. Lost to Novak Djokovic, of course, in Dubai a little earlier on in the year. 12 appearances here. He's been pretty solid this week, beating Starocci early on. He hasn't played a whole lot of tennis post the US Open. Still a bit of Davis Cup action down in Australia. Jochen Niemann gave him a good run for his money, but perhaps quarterfinals and semi-finals, just taking it up a notch was Roger. He was outstanding against Roddick and very good against Wawrinka. Played a really good opening set tiebreaker there, and once he'd pretty much won that, he wrestled the match away from him.
And never met before, these two. No real surprise. He's 21 years of age, and of course, as we said, with Kay being out for the game for such a while. And I think Federer will enjoy that new challenge. He's that sort of player, isn't he, Federer? He enjoys the new guys coming up and snapping at him. He likes this sort of matchup. Yeah,
I think it keeps you fresh as well. Of course, Nishikori's played all the guys in the top 10, bar Federer and Monfils. And it's never easy to take on Federer for the first time. There he is, the big fella, all 5 foot nothing of him, Mohamed Al Jannati. But I think that's going to be one of the toughest things when you take on Federer for the first time. The fact that Roger hits the ball so hard and so early. There's almost nobody who plays like him. Nikolai Davydenko, for me, is always a good comparison. When he's on, he takes the ball exceptionally early, and he's a nightmare to play against when he's playing that well. I'm going to be fascinated to see how Nishikori handles that initially against Federer, because I think it's going to be important for him to try and stay close with Roger. I think especially the first 6 games for me, Nick, are going to be crucial.
Yeah, that could well be the case, couldn't it? Managed to, in fact, within just a couple of points of losing yesterday. Was in fact might have said a couple of inches as well with Nishikori, because that was a huge point, wasn't there, at love 30, with Djokovic just 2 points from victory, and picked up that astonishing drop shot. And that Nishikori was seemingly out of court, but picked it up, and here he is into the final. He's got a snappy forehand when that gets going. He's got fantastic footwork as Nishikori. The serve is probably an aspect or an area of his game that is improving, Rob, I would say. Seemingly this week's been okay, hasn't it? It's been okay. I think that first serve percentage against Djokovic was in the low 50s. As we said in our preview yesterday evening when we were previewing this final, I was suggesting certainly that he needs to serve a higher percentage than that. That's going to be very important if he wants to hurt this guy. Get some of the short replies that he can use the forehand to attack with. The forehand has been outstanding, though. That shot packs a big punch for a little guy. There's his coach, Dante Bottini, and the rest of the team there. We caught up with them yesterday evening briefly in the hotel. Oh, we've got some big dogs in the house. Tournament director on the left, of course, Roger Brentvold, and Boris Becker. He certainly knows what it's like to be a young guy making waves on the tour, as is this young man doing in the last couple of months. So just 2 men are still standing here at the Swiss indoors. Roger Federer looking to make it a 5-timer in the town of his birth. But this guy has been impressive all week, and not been afraid either to really have a go. What's he got left in the tank? He's not going to have too many on his side, that's for sure, inside here. You can probably count on one hand the amount of Kei Nishikori supporters in here. Let's hope for a good one, though. It's the Asian #1 to begin.
Like that approach. Scared to come forward. And I think one of the things that's certainly going to hold him in good stead in a match of this magnitude, it's his third final of his career, but by far and away the biggest, is the fact that this guy is so strong between the ears, and that's Nishikori I'm talking about. He doesn't give you anything when you're looking across the other side of the net. If he didn't know the scoreboard and he was losing 6-1, his expression would be the same as if he was winning 6-1. It certainly can be unnerving if you're on the other side of the net and you are getting the better of him, but you're wondering why isn't he getting a little bit ruffled.
As we said, that Nishikori will look to dominate with, if he can.
40-50.
But he's so agile. He's a bit of a pocket rocket, isn't he, in many ways?
Plenty of resilience shown this week. Came back
14-50.
losing the opening set against Berdych in his first match. Similar sort of scenario yesterday against Djokovic when he was duffed up 6-2. Fantastic competitor.
Look at the head, why the head just stays down, the eyes stay down, and as the racket is on the ball have gone.
Difficult to catch up to that forehand. Roger's dad approves his son's exploits on that occasion. When he spreads the court like this, impossible to defend against.
4 points in a row then. Oh, the Swiss man takes him to a break point. A bit of bluff almost, Nishikori, but sadly for him, nothing doing.
I actually like the play. So the execution let him down on that occasion. Wasteful, you expect to make that more often than not, but of course, there are going to be nerves when you step out there.
Change of scenery this year in Basel, of course, because we're so used to over previous years having the red court being laid down. But gone with the blue this year.